Alright, ladies and gentlemen, ask and you shall receive. Recent Chinese port activity indicates their Solzhia, I have no idea how to pronounce that, class ballistic missile submarine is being ready to sail from Qingdao within the next few days and likely attempt to break out into the Pacific, after which they will be free to strike at North American targets. You are to intercept and destroy this submarine before it reaches open sea. Intel further believes that such a high-value target will likely be escorted by better units than the plan can muster. Satellite recon spotted several Russian attack submarines likely to be escorting the vessel. Locate and sink the enemy ballistic missile submarine. Alright, the ballistic submarine mission is normally the last mission in a Cold Waters campaign. This is the one you have to get. If you miss this one, it significantly affects your ending. So, we are in the endgame. Alright, set depth 100.
Depth 100 feet, dive by.
We have no contacts whatsoever, so whatever's here with us is being very, very, very quiet. So the first thing I want to do is get down deep enough. We can get the towed array out.
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
There's a contact.
030, designated Sierra 1.
427 feet to the floor, so we're not that deep.
Bearing,
Two contacts.
005, designated Sierra 2.
Makes sense. We
Con
are
sonar,
silent.
new contact bearing 059, designated Sierra 3.
Con, dive at 100 feet, dive by.
I think
Con
we've got a
sonar,
winner.
Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Question is, what are the escorts? Whatever this is, I don't think it's the escort. I think it's just a merchant. Can't see on the third line here super clear, but it lines up otherwise. I think that's a merchant.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Sierra 3. I don't think it's a Chilikin. I don't think it's a Chilikin at all. Possible merchant, maybe a trawler. Not sure. Well, we're going to get an auto ID on it here in a second anyway, so...
Con sonar, Sierra
a merchant.
3 is classified as merchant.
Alright, so two merchants, and we've got our ballistic missile submarine, but we can't see the escorts. Range to target. 17 kiloyards, so we got to get these torpedoes out now at the moment, so they won't be able to hear. We stay as quiet as possible, and we're going to fire these torpedoes away. We're going to fire them straight north, and then we're going to hunt them back. Well, not straight north, but straight in front of us. Zero bearing.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
I'm going to pop 2.
Shoot 2-2. Aye,
Only
sir.
2. I've got plenty of torpedoes to spare, but only launching 2 for the moment. Just because I want to make sure the other 2 tubes are loaded, just in case I need to maneuver. Alright, I don't know what the hell she's doing going for the surface. Unless she's getting ready to launch on fucking Taiwan or Japan or something. I have no idea what the hell she's doing up there. But, okay, fair. Let's make an adjustment on our torpedo courses. I do have to say though, like, even by ballistic missile submarine standards, that is ugly. That is a really ugly boat. Yeah, I hate to say it, but the winners for best looking ballistic missile submarine are still the Russians. Like, I know they're not particularly popular at the moment. That's fine. I totally agree. But the Typhoon is sexy. Like, it is a really, really, really sexy boat for a ballistic missile submarine. You got to give it to that. Actually, most of the Russian boats look really nice. It's kind of a shame that they're Russian. They'd look much better with Australian flags on the side of them. Yeah, I'd be totally down for that. An Australian Typhoon class, beautiful. We just have to deal with Virginias. I think is the agreement at the moment that we're going to get. We can deal with that though. I think that'll be fine. That's not a bad looking boat either. All right. It's about time to start turning these torpedoes into target, I think. And at this point, no escorts. Nobody's started pinging, nobody's made a lot of noise, nobody's detected anything. It looks like she's back on the surface again. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell she's doing. She's running slow. She's at 8 knots and she keeps hitting the surface. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Like, it's shallow here, but it's not that shallow. She's got nearly 500 feet underneath her. She could comfortably cruise at a little bit of depth. And she's not firing torpedoes. She's not popping countermeasures. She's not reacting at all. Like, she cannot see these torpedoes at the moment. I imagine she's going to see them very, very, very soon, but she can't see them yet. So whatever she's doing here, popping up to the surface, this is weird behavior. Oh, no matter, not my problem. This is going to be a kill, and hopefully that'll wake up the escorts. The fact that I can't hear them is a concern. Like, it could mean they're Kilos, they're good boats. I had a lot of respect for Kilos. Kilos are a really, really, really good diesel electric. When well maintained. When well maintained, they are a fantastic little boat. Scary as hell, in truth. And they're decent to fight. There could also be a Sierra in there somewhere. Now, that's really scary. I know it's not an Alpha in there because I would have heard it from, the other side of the friggin' ocean. So it's not an Alpha. Could be a Vic 3. There has to be something that I'm not seeing right now. Right, second torpedo, go north. 2, we don't want to go that far because that's going to change our angle down to potentially get shots come in that could detect us. We don't want that. But I do want to make sure the torpedoes hit from 2 different locations. Now, ballistic missile submarines are a funny one. They can sometimes take 2 hits to put down. I'm not sure about this particular class. It might go down in 1. I know Typhoons pretty much always take 2. They've got a huge amount of space in them. So you got to pop them twice unless you catch them at depth. If you catch them below 1,000 feet, they'll sink like a stone. But if they're above 1,000 feet, they'll usually get to the surface. They can't fully bring themselves up. They're usually dragging their ass, but they can get to the surface. And this is the other reason for launching 2. This is just for this sub. And that's transients. Active pings, and that...
Sonar, new contact bearing, 044, designated Sierra, 4.
Target is up. Looks like we've found one of the escorts. It's not a Kilo. It is an Akula.
Con sonar, Sierra, Boar, is classified as submerged submarine.
Well, isn't that interesting? Torpedo
Shoot
3 is
3.
away.
Aye, sir.
Akula. Negative 29, negative 50. So she's doing 30 knots. She can't hear shit right now, so she's pinging.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
She is pinging, but she's not listening. So that's fine. I can pretty much ignore the pings, don't need to worry about them. And I'm in her baffles now anyway. I should probably divert Torpedo 2 to the Akula, because it will go down in one hit, and just put 1 into Sierra 1 and then make sure our ballistic missile submarine doesn't get too far away, and then I can finish it off at will.
Con,
Yeah, we'll
fire
do that.
control, weapon.
Con sonar, noisemaker,
I'll leave
bearing,
Torpedo 2 on the
0,
Akula.
1.
Yeah, that's not a bad looking submarine, that one. That looks okay.
Con sonar, new contact bearing, 0,
Look at
3,
it maneuver.
3, designated Sierra, 5.
Whoa, looks like 2 are going for it. No, you need to divert off. We'll just let Torpedo 1 play with that.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0,
Come on,
4,
clear
2.
target. There we go. Torpedo 1, we are turning back onto the Akula. And no contact. Actually, we want to watch this impact if we can. So I'll bring it back around.
Con, fire control,
Torpedo
weapon acquired.
reacquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0, 4, 4.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, lost contact.
And boom,
Sierra, Boar,
Akula is
last bearing,
down.
0, 4, 4. Contact breaking up.
Shame, what a waste. That is a really nice looking sub, that.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0, 3, 7.
And the noisemaker actually works on the ballistic missile submarine. I didn't think it would there for a second. That was a really late turnoff. Although she
Con
slammed
sonar,
into the bottom.
Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
Yeah, she she's bottomed herself trying to dodge. There's a
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1.
and there's
last
our objective
bearing,
taken
0,
out.
3,
Second Akula.
6. Contact breaking up.
Yeah, that should have probably taken 2 hits. I think it only took 1 because she drove herself straight into the bottom. Alright, so we have another Akula to deal with. Alright, so let's turn Torpedo 3. Yeah, thank you to the
Con
Chinese
sonar,
Navy
lost
for making
contact.
things easy.
Sierra 5.
Funnily
last
enough,
bearing, 0, 3, 0.
that's
Contact faded.
entirely believable after they caught one of their own submarines in their own anti-submarine netting. Yeah, I could totally picture them just crashing a ballistic missile submarine. You know, just calling it what it is. Alright. We didn't hear the launch transient from the Akula, but it apparently popped off 3 at the oncoming torpedo, and then has turned and has gone up to 30 knots. So we are going live with our own torpedo to chase it down, and we have made a kind of hard turn there. I'm actually surprised the wire didn't break, just to make sure we're clear of this torpedo here. So now we're going to chase this one down. This is going to be a long run because she's doing 33 knots. Now our torpedo is faster, TTR is 12 minutes and 40 seconds, so we should be able to catch it, but it's going to run it out a long way, so this is going to be a long chase. But it's another Akula. We haven't sunk one of those until today. Alright, so TTR, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. The torpedo finally caught the Akula. As soon as the Akula realised it, it's made a turn and it's going evasive. Torpedoes fired at us are fine, they've moved past.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0,
Countermeasures
1,
out.
7.
Come on, drive it in the bottom like your mate did, that'd be great. Nah, she's pulling up. Suppose the ballistic missile sub probably doesn't handle quite as well as the Akula does.
Con sonar, noisemaker,
countermeasure
bearing,
out.
0, 1, 9.
Did a manual guidance turn. Oh, and we missed. 48 on the turn back.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar,
And
lost contact.
there we go.
Sierra, 5, last bearing, 0, 2, 0. Contact breaking up.
And that, my friends, may be the last kill of this campaign. Alright, so, mission report. After action, we got our ballistic missile submarine and 2 Akulas, 33,540 tons, 90,000 experience gain, crew proficiency increased. Excellent job on intercepting and destroying this high priority target. New orders will be issued shortly on this downlink. V-Day, and there it is. The immediate threat of nuclear war looks to have faded as the US, Australia, triumphantly announced that the Chinese nuclear deterrent had been neutralized by precision missile strikes. Yeah, a Collins-class diesel-electric, yeah. Deprived of their strategic leverage, the Chinese had no choice but to acquiesce to US terms during the peace talks, a direct result of their weak position in the Western Pacific. The war's outcome has triggered a massive economic collapse and move towards isolationism. To be fair, they're going that way anyway, if we're honest about it. Alright, so our final report, 55 days to complete the campaign. 568,854 tons total sunk, hailed a hero, pocket full of medals, and just generally a good day for everybody involved. Well, providing you're not the Chinese Navy, of course, in which case they're having nightmares over the sound of diesel engines. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure what future plans will be with Cold Waters at this point in time, as per video I did a little while back in regards to how I now have a time limit on my eyes. I'm thinking about some new content on the channel anyway. Still working on it on this end, so not much to say about that right now, but hope you've enjoyed the run. Thank you very much for watching, and to whatever's next, until next time, take care.